Wool, leather, and fur. Animal products that appear in jackets, blankets, car seats, bikes, and more. These products are often wool, leather, and fur. Animal products that appear in jackets, blankets, car seats, bikes, and more. These products are products of animal exploitation. Do you think the animals will have like having their fur and skin ripped off them? Do you think that this process is kind? Well, let me assure you of one thing, it is not. To obtain leather, you must kill a cow and then rip off their skin from their corpse. These cows are mass bred and produced for their skin so that they can then use their skin as a product. They are being forcibly bred to then be forcibly killed, forcibly inseminated, raped, and impregnated to then be exploited and have their children exploited. What type of life is this? One of exploitation, of abuse, and of slavery. The only reason we feed them and breed them is for our own use. We aren't breeding them out of kindness of our hearts, we breed them out of the evil in our hearts. That fur hat or coat that you might have, or that wool blanket or jacket that you have, whether taken from an innocent fox and sheep, which have already been genetically modified to have a bigger pelt, we breed them to then take all their skin away, that they are cold and they are grow, we take it again. And once their production declines, it's either a date with a gun or with the knife. Whichever it is cruel and inhumane. Is it really a humane way to kill, exploit, rape, and torture? Answer that. Then think, why are you supporting this? Do you still feel attracted to that garment that was made out of the pelt of another unwilling creature? That creature, whether it be a sheep or fox, that you may think that it is fine and everything, but you think about it. If you were in this business, how could you get any monetary gain? You definitely can't afford a pasture, nor can you afford a lot of space per sheep or fox. So you have to keep them in overcrowded pens, in which you constantly rape them and ejaculate them, so that then you can re-impregnate and rebreed them. So you can have a constantly overcrowded cells in which you have maximum production, so that then you have the max amount of monetary gain. Did you know that this is not only harming animals, but also humans? This is one of the most inefficient food sources and clothing sources because we have to give them tons and tons of food for this clothing. We have to waste tons of space for wheat crops and soy and corn and feed to them so then we can get a little bit of their pelt, then of their flesh once they're done producing and being exploited. This is a cause of world hunger. The reason people are starving, don't have food, we can end this, and it starts with you. Most of our antibiotics go to animals because the conditions they're kept in, it's practically a disease waiting to happen. Like what happened with COVID-19 in the Wuhan wet market. We we fortify them and overdose them with tons of antibiotics, which could be saving humans, then just destroy them and torture them. Why? This is harmful to both parties. This is like we're trying to kill ourselves. Their whole life is spent being raped for semen or to be impregnated for children, to then continue getting younger and younger animals produced more of their fur or wool faster. Once they stop, then they're killed because so that they can let in more space for younger animals who are more sexually active to then breed more and have more meat and flesh. Now, this industry goes hand in hand with the meat industry, and once they slow down production, they will then be bought by a slaughterhouse. So more terrible things can happen to them, like being ripped open in front of their species and their brethren. Because of this, whenever you buy wool, you're also supporting the slaughter of innocent animals. Think about it. Do you really appreciate this? Is this what you stand for? And if not, then why are you still contributing to it? These animals are victims of us, and they are the ones who need to receive the sympathy, not the farmers who are going out of business because they can't afford to pay their workers anymore. Sympathy should be going to these animals who are being raped and abused for you. That's where your condolences should go. Not to the people who oppress them, not to the people who kill them. They can find other jobs. These animals cannot find other lives. Because of this mass production also has deadly environmental impacts. It harms ecosystems because we have to tear down more forest land and grazing land. And land that was meant for animals, we tear it down so we can get more soy and corn and animal feed, so then we can exploit them. We're breeding them like they're machines. They never live a happy life. Then, this also affects all the wildlife in those forests and ecosystems, those rivers. They, those animals, are forced to flee or they're killed by the machines that destroy. Once this happens, the amount of destruction that our planet will be, there'll be no habitat left for animals. They'll be extinct. So, are you willing to stop this for a little inconvenience? There's stuff like synthetic leather, and cotton, in which that can be used to replace leather and fur and wool. So, next time you go to the store to buy clothing, bags, or a jacket, consider a vegan product, which no animal was brutally murdered, exploited, raped, harassed, or abused for. Thank you.